have always been interested in spaces. 2 years ago, I was approached by the public art curators at the Helsinki Art Museum, asking if I would be interested in working with them on the percentage of art principle. What the percent for art principle basically means is that approximately 1% of budgets in construction projects is used for art. In my case, the percentage was going to be used to commission new works of art by the Helsinki city, designed for a specific location, the Pohjola Compulsory School. And this was an absolute dream commission of mine, which I said yes to in a heartbeat, without understanding all the layers of the commission that I was about to encounter, not only practically, but also artistically. And today, I will be sharing the artistic process behind the public art commission made for the Pohjola Compulsory School. In an online meeting, I got to know everybody involved with the construction project, where the whole team introduced themselves one after the other. Hello, we are the architects. We are the project managers. I am the representative from the company taking care of the building. We are the representatives from the educational department from the city of Helsinki. Hello, I am the principal of the school. The meeting continued with an introduction of the building and possible spots for the artworks. So here we have cleared out the canteen wall for you. But my attention had instead gone to the empty spot outside the school entrance, as the idea to create outdoor sculptures had come to mind. With the school being surrounded by apartment buildings, as well as facing the direction towards the metro entrance, made me think of how I could make the artworks as accessible as possible to as many people as possible, for it to serve everyone, from the school children, the community, to the general public. I asked if I could work with the spot I had in mind as the idea took place, which the team said yes to, as long as I was mindful of the deadline. Knowing the restriction, possibilities, and materials I would have to work with, I threw myself into the artistic process, never having worked with sculpture before. And usually when I am in a creative process, I start to observe my surroundings to see if I can find something I haven't really paid attention to. So I went into my observing mode. I was at home, and somewhere there I noticed the foam sponge being exposed from a mattress, and a wave of inspiration came over me, and I felt how I wanted to create a playground with similar shapes, inspired by the foam sponge, but in different sizes. I shared the first sketch that was made by a motion graphic designer with the public art curators. Do we understand right? Based on the visuals, that there are glowing lights from the inside to the outside. What kind of materials were you thinking of working with? The second sketch. We would need to take into account, for example, rescue plans, walking paths, possibility to electricity, weather conditions, and wintertime maintenance. Third sketch. Is it possible to realize this within the budget? Do you feel that this schedule is possible for you regarding the amount of work and its newness? The practical questions had grown bigger than my knowledge as an artist. It was easier to visualize the idea than to actualize it. And I had no clue on how to proceed at this point. The day I shared my concerns with the curators, I had dressed myself all in black, feeling like it was my artistic funeral, afraid of losing the commission and never ever getting an opportunity like this ever again. The moment had come. I joined the team's meeting and said that I wasn't able to continue with the idea I had in the first place. Everything possible had grown bigger than I expected, requiring knowledge I didn't have while working against the deadline, putting more and more pressure onto my shoulders. I felt I had let down the school children, the community, not able to create the art that would serve the general public. But instead, I was now met with compassion. During the whole creative process, the public art curators had been my mirrors. Every meeting feeling like a therapy session, where I came in feeling heavy by the start of it and gradually being filled with inspiration by the support at the end of it. The compassion I was met with in what I thought was going to be my artistic funeral made me rise from the ashes from the idea of the outdoor sculptures, creating space for me to explore other possible ideas. I had now circled back to where it all had started, working with the canteen wall that everybody anyways had reserved for me to use in the introduction meeting. The creative process had shifted for me to work with photography as the medium. And truth being told, every body of work I have worked with has always been approached through the perspective of a photographer, as that is my home base. And it felt like I had made the right decision. Since the Public Art Commission had been such an overwhelming process for me to navigate in, I was now looking at the commission as a new learning experience, finally able to grasp it. The inspiration started to grow as I connected to my inner child, playing with the idea of care, using the hands as the playground, looking at the movements. Building creations on the hand using what we in Swedish call trolldeg, translated to salt dough in English, which is made by simple ingredients many of us have at home: flour, salt, water, oil, and to make the salt dough more fun to play with, a bit of food coloring. Something that I used to play with as a kid. And maybe many of you have too, where the imagination could take us anywhere. It created a symbiosis of materials, creating endless worlds for one to step into and play in, to coexist. To work with hands is about connection and longing, to feeling of belonging. Belonging to a community, to be able to be cared for, to care. Inviting us to ponder togetherness, concept, agencies, roles and rules of play. Like clay, the school children have the possibility to shape and create their future, as they are the future generation to come. The artworks were installed around the building when the school was closed, the day before Finland's Independence Day, almost 2 years after I had gotten the first email asking if I liked to create artworks for the building. And here I was, with the artworks hanging on the wall, sitting in the canteen, looking at what once had been a sketch that had turned into reality. And it felt amazing, knowing that all the children would have the opportunity to encounter contemporary art on a daily basis. This had once been a dream, that I was now able to see it realized in front of me, thinking that my body of work would be experienced by children and future generations to come and the importance of public art to be accessible to the general public. Art should be for all, and not only for the very few. Thank you.